B, C, D, G, S, D. Welcome to cosmetology. Hi, Dr. Fern. Welcome to cosmetology. Today, I would like to present my cosmeceutical presentation. My name is Lui Jing Yao, with matrix number A152029. This is my topic today. Graduation of cosmetics contains nanomaterials. There is no standard definition of nanomaterial. The Food and Drugs Administration has not adopted a regulatory definition, but it has identified points to consider in deciding whether an FDA-regulated product contains nanomaterials or otherwise involves the application of nanotechnology. FDA plays a pivotal role in ensuring all these products are safe. Nanomaterials should not be deemed or identified as intrinsically benign or harmful in the absence of supporting scientific evidence, and regulatory action should be based on this scientific evidence. Where there is evidence of either safety or likely harm, the corresponding regulatory actions are usually clear. FDA has declared that it does not categorically judge all products containing nanomaterials or otherwise involving application of nanotechnologies as intrinsically benign or harmful. Here comes our background. Nanomaterials are used in a variety of FDA-regulated products because of their unique properties, imparting potential advantages to products considered for development. Such materials, due to their nanoscale size, can have chemical, physical, and biological properties that differ from those of their larger counterparts. These new or altered properties may affect the performance, quality, safety, and/or effectiveness. Cosmetic manufacturers are increasingly marketing products containing ingredients made using nanomaterials. As a result, a debate has emerged concerning the sufficiency and effectiveness of cosmetic product regulation as applied to those products employing nanomaterials. Nanoparticles present higher risk of toxicity than larger sized particles. Because of their smaller size, it is believed to enhance their ability to penetrate the skin or gain access to the bloodstream through inhalation or ingestion. Nanoscale cosmetic product ingredients intended only for thermal exposure might nevertheless reach internal tissue and organs. The requirement that cosmetic products must be adequately substantiated for safety prior to marketing applies equally to cosmetic containing nanoscale ingredients. As mentioned above, manufacturers, whether they're FDA or other regulatory body, bear the responsibility for adequately substantiating the safety of their cosmetic products. Next, another debate surrounds the appropriate testing procedure. FDA has not indicated the types of testing it considers appropriate for adequately determining the safety of nanoscale ingredients in cosmetics. Industry has argued that the current regulatory framework sufficiently governs cosmetics employing nanotechnology. Indeed, according to the Personal Care Products Council (PCPC), FDA has ample authority to regulate the safety of nanotechnology in personal care products because cosmetics on the market are required to be safe and properly labeled. Labeling. Cosmetics must be properly labeled or risk being considered misbranded. Words such as nanoparticle or nanomaterial on an ingredient label may influence a consumer's belief as to the safety of products that are adequately substantiated. As a result, consumers may avoid perfectly acceptable products. So, let's compare the pre-market regulation of nanoparticle or nanomaterials in cosmetics in the European Union. This concern translated into the addition of significant new requirements for nanoscale ingredients in cosmetics. If the European Commission has concern regarding the safety of the nanomaterial, it is to publicly request a safety opinion from the SCCS. and the SCCS is to respond within 6 months. And for your information, SCCS is a Scientific Committee on Consumer Safety. For post-market mechanism, first, Good Manufacturing Practice, or also known as GMP. FDA and GMP require manufacturers to make prescribed steps to ensure that their products are safe and effective. Inspections. FDA has general authority to inspect cosmetic product manufacturing facilities to assure product safety and to determine whether any cosmetics are adulterated or misbranded. Voluntary reporting. FDA has no statutory authority to require post-marketing monitoring of cosmetics or to require the reporting of adverse events that may occur. Recalls. FDA also lacks the statutory authority to require the recall of a cosmetic product. Cosmetic manufacturers or distributors may, however, undertake product recalls on their own initiative or at the request of FDA. In summary, nanomaterials may have the potential to offer benefits when incorporated in cosmetics and other personal care products, improving their performance and enhancing results. However, these novel materials may also pose unknown safety and health risks. The current regulatory structure limits FDA roles and relies heavily on the personal care product industry. Some are of the opinion that nanomaterials in cosmetics are risky and may be unsafe, and therefore a new approach to their regulation should be considered. Industry commentator has disagreed and find the current framework to be sufficient overall. That's all from my presentation. Thank you.